Hey everyone, welcome to this daily Sidereal Astrology forecast. So today we are in the last day of the last lunar cycle, the balsamic phase. Great day for really going within, maybe getting a bit of R&R, reflecting on things a bit. Essentially what we're doing here is clearing the energies of the last lunar cycle in order to make way for the new ones. The new ones will be in Capricorn, so it is going to be a new cycle starting tomorrow and going into the weekend regarding our structures in life. And a bit of qualities that we're developing, like patience, discipline, the long-term approach to things. Today, however, might be a bit free-spirited. The moon's in Sagittarius, and again, this is a reflection on what we learned the last 30 days regarding open-mindedness, regarding the importance of our belief systems, things like that. Now, today we could be feeling quite refreshed. We had Venus conjoining up to Chiron yesterday. Maybe refreshed in regards to our enjoyments of things, our sense of self-worth perhaps, and maybe relationships as well, our whole perspective there, because whatever that healing was from yesterday, I think it's certainly being implemented now, and with that, feeling healed, of course. Now, Venus, though, is going to be squaring up to Saturn going into tomorrow and into the weekend. So even though there's this refreshing sort of feeling, this rejuvenation, there is also this feeling of perhaps feeling blocked in this area, a bit of restriction. Maybe it's in regards to us wanting to enjoy the things that we want to enjoy in life, whether they're material things or relationships or whatever it might be, but feeling like it's taking the long-term, picture. We're having to be patient with it, disciplined, and that's essentially what we want to do with that. So we'll talk about that in more detail when we return. All right, so yeah, the ending of the last lunar cycle here today, balsamic phase. Moon is in Sagittarius, so I think there is an open-mindedness to things, which is great. Still today, as it was perhaps yesterday, seeing the big picture, maybe accessing a bit of that adventurous spirit, and maybe even philosophical and spiritual aspects of life can go well today. So as we approach the new moon, though, we will likely start to feel a bit more of this new beginning, having to do with these, again, more grounded qualities of life in Capricorn. Essentially, Capricorn being the goat, it is about taking one step at a time, building things one step at a time, and really building structures in our life, whatever it might be for you. You can check your weekly to see which house this new moon will be for you. But generally, yes, collectively, this greater sense of we can take things slow, be disciplined, be patient, and I think we're willing to do that. And cultivating that can be fantastic. We still do have a lot of Pisces energy. Venus and Mars are still here, so being receptive with things. I think we are probably more enjoying this after that conjunction with Chiron yesterday. Just perhaps feeling more accepting, in that sense from whatever those things we were healing. In regards to Mars, still great to be receptive with getting things done, exercising the least amount of energy possible to pursue those values and those desires. Now, here's the aspects from yesterday. Venus conjoining Chiron. So there's that perhaps healing from yesterday and a new cycle with healing there with our sense of self-worth, our relationships, maybe feeling rejuvenated with that today. But with the square up to Saturn, yes, those very same things, and it might quite literally be the very same thing in your life if there was something specific there. Is going through this sort of challenge, you could say. And this is a challenge that is in regards to whatever started in late October regarding relationships for you, perhaps. If you can think back, was there anything new at that time regarding relationships that had to do with something you knew was going to take time? I was going to take the big picture approach to things. Or maybe it was about your values or finances or investments or resources or just enjoying the simple life. That's the more material side of it. Or maybe it was with your sense of self-worth, a new chapter with that. So anyways, going into tomorrow, I don't think it's going to be a major aspect today, but certainly going into tomorrow, this may be feeling a bit collectively, maybe a bit blocked, a bit restricted when it comes to wanting to enjoy things now or in the present moment with Venus and Pisces. But Saturn here, the side of ourself that says, hang on a second, we got to make sure we're doing this disciplined. We got to make sure we're doing this for the long-term pleasures versus just the short-term pleasures. I think, listening to that, being aware of that aspect of ourselves and aligning with that aspect of ourselves can help work this energy out. So that's essentially what this is about. It can be a very constructive time, in fact, of, again, maybe taking some of those things from late October and actually building them here going into the weekend, or just having a new perspective about, yes, things do take time. Values take time, relationships take time. They also take discipline and commitment and responsibility, right? And so the more we are willing to implement that Saturn quality there, I think we'll find this very, very supportive, and this can be very constructive again for those Venusian things. And, the whole new moon is about Saturnian things. It's about Capricorn. All right. So again, as we sort of open up to these new qualities coming in collectively, about the big picture and discipline and all of that, we can find that also assisting this process. So that's the major aspects today. Certainly a pivotal day coming from the healing, which can be refreshing today, but then going into some sort of challenge where we want to challenge ourselves there with those values. But the moon is forming a few aspects. We'll be going over Pluto and squaring Uranus. So the first half maybe feeling transformed to feeling quite deep. I think it's neutral in that we can just be feeling quite profound and wanting to connect in a deeper way. And that's a good way of working with today. Willing to go deep, willing to get open, vulnerable, things like that. Now, along with that, though, the square up to Uranus can make us feel perhaps a bit uneasy and maybe wanting to break free, to have some freedom in our life in some sense, if you're feeling that. So it's more internal with the moon. But if you're feeling that sort of bottlenecking energy, it is good to honor that freedom and just in healthy ways. All right, so maybe asking yourself, what are some healthy ways you can express your freedom, have freedom, and individuality in your life? And the moon will be sextiling up to that Chiron and Venus conjunction. So yes, I think that's part of the whole refreshing, healing energy of the day. But squaring up to Jupiter, if you are feeling maybe a bit pendulating with over-inspiration, under-inspiration, or over-optimism, or even pessimism, being aware of that, and remembering with the square that, yes, there are opportunities. There certainly are. But they do take time, of course, with the square. And I think having more awareness can help balance out the emotional body. So the emotions in the moon is somewhat challenged today. But again, it's more of an internal process. So being aware of that can help balance those things out. But yeah, that's the day in a nutshell. Definitely a pivotal day coming off of this healing, rejuvenation with the values, with relationships, with that sense of self-worth. But then challenging ourselves with those very same things going into tomorrow, right? Where we can take this slow and steady approach to those things we enjoy in life. All right. And yeah, tomorrow we'll cover the new moon report, which will be in Capricorn, having to do with patience, discipline, climbing that mountain one step at a time. And the more we're open to developing those qualities within ourselves, I think we're going to find this is a very productive next new 29 days starting this weekend. All right. So hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take care.